Hi there, I'm Rhonda. Welcome to my channel, Creative Crochet with Rhonda. And I'm really glad that you joined me for my beginning series of tutorials. This is tutorial number 2, where I'm going to show you how to do the single crochet. You'll notice I'm wearing my glasses. I don't think I've worn my glasses before, and I'm thinking maybe this is my studious teacher look. Well, not really, but anyways, if you've come as an absolute beginner, then I'm telling you, you are going to go from beginner to avid crocheter very quickly. It happened to me. I've only been crocheting for less than 3 years, and I have made the most amazing things, and I'd like you to do the same. So come along with me, and we're going to get started. If you are a returning crocheter and you need a refresher course, then this is also a great way to get right back into it. So let's jump in and get started. Hi again, it's Rhonda at Creative Crochet with Rhonda. I hope that you watched my last video showing you how to make a chain, how to hold your yarn, how to hold your hook, what type of yarn to use, and you feel a little comfortable and you're ready to go on to the next step. Now there are different types of stitches which are the basis of all crochet projects. The single crochet, the half double crochet, the double crochet, and the triple crochet. So we're going to start from the bottom up. And today I'm going to show you how to make a swatch with single crochet. And after you do that, the next time you're going to learn how to do a really fun and easy project with single crochet alone. So let's get started. Remember to have your 4-weight acrylic yarn, and I hope you found the right color for yourself. I hope you found the right hook for yourself. And we're going to need scissors, darning needle, and we'll just have this ready for us. That's your stitch marker. Okay, so we'll put those aside. And I'm going to go over that chain with you again. So first, we're going to make a slip knot. And remember, you take that tail, put it up top, put your finger in, turn, put your thumb in, grab that tail, tighten up, put your hook through that slip knot, take that tail, and we're going to tighten by pulling the tail. And now we have the slip knot on our hook, and we're ready to make some chains. So let's do a repeat of last time. Remember how to hold your yarn? You just take the yarn, wrap it around your baby finger, bring it up past your middle finger, and up and around that pointer finger, and you're going to hold it where your slip knot starts. Okay, so now you've got your slip knot on your hook, and we're going to do 11 chains. So remember, we're going to yarn over and draw up a loop. Yarn over, draw up a loop. That's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So now we have our 11 chains, and let's take a look and count them. Remember, the yarn on our hook does not count as anything. It's the one right below it that starts the count. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 chains on our hook, and remember the other side is totally different. Let's take a look at that. So we start with these bumps, and the first one is here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So now we're ready to start our first row of single crochet. Now I like to start on this side. There are some people who start on this side. I prefer this side. I find it's easier to work with. I find it makes a nicer finished look. And so that's what we're going to do. Now, when you start your stitches, you always start every row with a chain 1. So we're going to have that 11th chain as our chain 1, which means that we are going to insert our hook into the second chain from the hook. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's this one strand that goes across like that. We're going to insert our hook underneath that, bring it up. So we're just pulling up that bump like so. And now we have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through that 1 loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. And that's our first single crochet. And we're going to work our way down the chain and do the same thing in every bump. So insert your hook into the next bump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Next bump, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Next, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. And we're going to do that for the length of the chain. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. Keep doing that all the way to the end. And that was the last chain. And here we have our first row of single crochets. You might notice that it looks a little bit curled up. That's normal. Don't worry about that at all. It does straighten itself out. So remember I said you do a chain 1 at the end of each row. So now we're going to do chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop. And then you're going to turn your work and you're ready to work on the second row. And remember I said that it's only the first row that we work in the bumps, and after that we're working in the V's. So take a look at those V's. Now we're going to count our stitches. And this is, the chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So we're counting from here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember that first chain counted as a chain 1, which is why we don't have 11 anymore. We have 10. So you'll notice now we are going to go into the V's for our second row, and you'll notice these spaces in between. So we're going to insert our hook into that first V, not into the chain 1, into the first stitch. Insert your hook, and you're going through that V, so it's 2 strands. So it looks like there's 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through that V. So you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through 2. Again, insert your hook into that next stitch. So the V is on your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. And this is your second row of single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. And keep going till you get to the end of your row, doing the exact same thing in each stitch. Make sure that you're going through both of those strands of your V. So you're looking at 2 strands, and pull through those, pull through 2, right up to the end. And you want to get that last stitch as well. Now, one of the easiest things to make a mistake on when you're starting out is missing a stitch or adding a stitch. So count is really, really important. I can't stress that enough. So once you finish, let's count how many stitches we have. So we're counting the V's to make sure we always end up with what we started with. So in this case, it's 10. Let's make sure we have 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you don't have 10, then you need to go back and make sure that you have 10. If you have 10, what you're going to do next, again, remember, chain up 1, turn your work, and now you can see we've got that chain, doesn't count. We have to put our hook into the first stitch, which is there. You see that space? Okay, so insert your hook into that V, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up 2, and keep going again. Now it's getting easier. At the very beginning of any project, when you do that chain, that's the hardest part. Once you move along, it gets easier. Things become more well-defined, so you'll see the space is a lot easier. So again, insert your hook into that V, into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull up 2, and you're going to continue that to the end again. I'm at the end now, and you have to really watch and be careful where your last stitch is. So it's going to be the last V, and if you're not sure, again, that's where count comes in. You count up your V's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you don't have 10, you either missed one at the end or you might have picked one up extra at the end. So just keep a watch on your count. Again, chain 1, turn your work, and let's do that again. Into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. And we'll continue that all the way to the end of the next row. So again, when you come to the end, let's count our V's and make sure we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And notice how things are starting to look. We're starting to get something that looks really nice. You could see the definition here. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's continue. Chain up 1, turn our work, and let's do some more. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and continue. Let's do a couple more rows and see how this looks. Remember to count at the end of each row. Make sure you're still left with 10 stitches. Make sure that you chain up 1 at the end of each row. If your stitches look a little bit sloppy and you've got some that look bigger and some that look smaller, that is the beginning process of learning. That is not a problem. As you go along, your tension will equalize and you'll find your comfort zone and things will start to look even. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you don't have to count every single time once you get used to it, but it's always a good idea to make sure, and notice how nice that is starting to look. So again, you'll notice I chained up one. I'm going to continue. So remember, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through two. And this too shall get faster once you keep doing this. And it's always a good idea to keep doing this. Practice. Because the more you do, the better you'll get. And then you're ready to start something new. Have new adventures. It always starts off simple. Look how pretty that looks. Keep going. And if you need to pause, if I'm going too fast for you, then you can do that. And I'm going to show you how to do that if you're not sure. I will add that on as an add-on at the end of this video, so stick around and I will teach you how to slow down the speed of your video, because at any time if I'm going too fast, you can either pause it and watch again, or you can slow down the speed and that will slow down the video completely. Things will go much slower for you, and that might be helpful as well. So again, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chain 1. The way you'll know if you're not sure if you've chained or not, if you have 2 loops on here, you'll know you didn't chain 1. Once you chain 1, you're going to see just the 1 loop. Okay? And then you turn your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you can do that as well. You can count as you go along, either out loud or in your head, whatever works for you. Chain 1. Let's do 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And there we have our swatch. You can see the beautiful definition in your stitches. It looks really pretty. And it looks pretty similar on both sides. So it is reversible. And if you've been following along with me, you might have something that looks a little bit like a square. And anytime you finish off your work, you have to cut that yarn. So to do that, this is where you need your scissors, and we're going to need our darning needle. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to chain up 1, pull up that loop, just a length that's long enough that we can use our darning needle to weave in our ends, and I'll show you how to do that. Then you cut and you pull that through, and you finished off your little swatch. Now you need to weave in your end. So we're going to take our darning needle and we're going to fold our yarn and pinch it so we can push that through the needle. Now in order to weave in your end so it doesn't come out, because the worst thing you want to do is make something and then all of a sudden you start getting these loose ends coming out. You want to weave it in 3 directions and that will make sure that it doesn't come out. So you go in, weave it through one direction, and you want to push it in between the fibers. We don't want it sticking out either side. Push it through, and then pull through one. And you don't want to pull too tight because you don't want your end to start pinching in like that. If it does, just pull it back out. And then you're going to go in another direction, making sure not to go through either side. You're just going in between the fabric so you don't see the needle on one side or the other side. Pull it through. And you might want to hold it where you're pulling it just to make sure you're not pulling it too tight. And then go once more in another direction. And then you're ready to snip off the end. And you can't see anything. Now we've got this one here. And if your tail is a little bit short and you don't have enough to weave it in, a little trick you can do, you can weave your needle in first. This is nice too because you don't have to waste a lot of yarn with your long tails, and then you put the end in like so. Pinch it through. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries. Okay. And you push the needle through, and you do the same thing 2 extra times if you have enough, because you don't want to make it too tight. So you want to be able to pull that through, and then if you can only do it in 2 directions, that's okay too. Pinch it, push it through the eye of that needle. You want to get every strand going through. Push it through. Sometimes you might need to work it through like that. And it's okay if we have one here, we can cut that off. That wasn't supposed to happen, but that's okay. And then you've got your nice little swatch. And that is your single crochet. I hope you enjoyed that, and stick around at the end if you'd like to see how to slow down the video, just in case it's too quick. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next time, because we're going to make a really nice project that will be fun to make and practical and pretty, and we're going to have fun. So thanks again, and see you again soon.